Let's continue to plot along in Romans chapter 9, verses 14 through 18 today. What shall we say then? So again, the anticipated response is addressed, as Paul does so many times in Romans. This is another argument against both pre-science or general people groups and for individuals, that for those different interpretations within Romans 9. This question would not be brought up if pre-science was being taught. Nor if it was just speaking of the nations in a general way. Rather, as we saw last week, he is speaking of God's justice and grace given to those whom he has chosen according to his will and nothing else. That is what would cause mankind to ask this question. Is there injustice with God? Is God unjust? Does his plan of salvation give injustice? And Paul's answer, as he does also in Romans many times, is may it never be. No, 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 a trillion times over. What's his exemplar answer for this? Well, for he says to Moses, verse 15, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. So he extends an action of mercy to those whom he wills, and he extends an attitude of compassion to those whom he wills. So then, verse 16, it does not depend on. Now, which is being talked about, let's remember, is personal salvation. It's not talking about the accomplishment of salvation, which Christ did by his obedience, death, and resurrection, but rather the bestowing of salvation. And it does not depend on the man who wills or the man who runs. So he addresses two aspects here for mankind. It can't get any clearer. It's not man's will. We don't have a desire or an intention to be humbled and come to Christ or come to the cross, or the man who runs. So maybe you